Hello guys, I'm Dirty Dollars and I'm with Amazing Potatoes.
Yes, I'm Amazing Potatoes, and I'll try and explain how the code works like it does.
And today we will be coding a very simple calculator in Python. Our calculator will be able to add, subtract, times and divide your own inputs. So subscribe to the Codabode and let's get into the video. Enjoy!
Alright, let's get into our first line. So we're going to do num1 is equal to float in brackets, input, brackets, if I can type, speech marks, enter, or enter a number.
And you have to put float because it says that it's a decimal number. So this helps the calculator function even if you put a decimal. And it also
Float is a whole number or a decimal.
You also have to say this because so that the program doesn't get confused that you're claiming that it's a letter.
The program will think that your input is a string and therefore it won't be able to add or do anything with those. Right, now on to our next line of code. We're going to do op, short for operator, equals input, brackets, speech marks, enter, and operator.
You don't have to put it as a float because it needs to be a string instead of an integer, and the code instantly thinks that it will be a string. So if you don't put float, then it allows the program to function properly.
Alright, our next line of code is going to be num2 equals float, brackets, input, brackets, enter another number.
You have to define the user's input as a float so that the program knows that it is a decimal or a number.
Whole number. So now we're going to move on to the next line, which is going to be an if statement, and we're going to do if operator is equal to plus, then we will do and make sure you have an indentation here. Then we will do print num1 plus num2. Then on the next line we're going to do elif operator equals minus, then we're going to do print num1 minus num2. Elif also means else if, just to stop any confusion with what it means.
Also remember to use the colons because they're very easy to forget and very important for the code to work.
Also make sure you have an indentation here because otherwise it will not recognize as that line of code as being in the if statement. Now let's continue the if statement by doing elif operator equals times, then we're going to do print num1 times num2, and then we're going to do elif operator equals divide, then we're going to do print num1 divide num2, and then finally we're going to do else print not an operator. If you put speech marks around the num1 operator num2, then it will recognize that as text and not variables.
In code you normally have to put an asterisk to times or a slash to divide.
What?
The statement at the end else makes it so that if the if statement does not work, and it isn't any of the things listed, then it will say not an operator, because that is what has most likely gone wrong.
Right, now let's run
Okay.
our program by pressing F5. And we did it wrong. I see the problem. I missed out a bracket, I did. Ignore that. Alright, now we're gonna press F5 to run it. And as you can see, it works flawlessly. 5 plus 10 will be 15. And
You
then
can
we're gonna... What?
You can even add decimal numbers, or even
You
times
can.
them if you want.
So we're gonna do 10 minus 7 will be 3, so that works. Then we're gonna do 10 times 10, actually no, 5, and that would be 50, so that works. And then we're gonna do 50 divide 10 will be 5, and as you can see, 5 point that add 3 point that will work fine as well.